Hi there. I just wanted to make a video of how to field strip and clean a Jennings J22 pistol. Done a lot of research on the internet. There's not much out there on these guns. Well, mainly because people don't like them and they're pretty much a big piece of junk. And it's true, they really are. But I've owned one since I was 21 years old. My first gun I ever bought when I turned 21, handgun that is. And it's been a okay gun. I haven't had nearly as many problems as they describe on the internet about, I've heard the whole top part can come off and things like that, but I've been pretty meticulous about cleaning this gun and keeping it in pretty good working order, and I've had pretty good luck shooting certain types of ammunition through this gun. So I'll go ahead and introduce the gun. Again, it's a Jennings Firearms, also Cal Westco, made by Cal Westco in Irvine, California. They're out of business, but this gun, again, like I said, I bought a long time ago. It is a Jennings Firearms. It's a J22 pistol, and just kind of show you a little bit about the gun. I've kept it in pretty good order, although it's been in my pocket a lot. It still is in pretty good shape, relatively speaking. What I usually keep as far as in a holster goes is just this little Uncle Mike's size 10 inside the waistband holster here. Usually keep it as a backup when I'm carrying. I also carry a Glock 19, which is my newest handgun that I absolutely love. So this is an okay, comfortable inside the waistband holster, as long as you got pants that are a little bit looser than what you normally would wear. So I have two clips that I got with the gun. I bought it used, so I don't know who owned it before, but I got it from a little local gun shop. These little clips hold 6 rounds each, so it's a 6 plus 1 in the chamber, and they work so okay. I did think that it does matter what kind of ammunition you shoot through it, and I found some ammunition that I absolutely love, and it's these Federal target grade, what they call auto match, and they're a 22 long, with a 30 grain. Okay, so now that I introduced it, I want to field strip the gun, and again, double check to make sure that safety check it, nothing in the chamber, clip is out of it. And I'm going to go ahead and cock it because I want to show you something. The very back of this gun has a little feature here that shows, in that little plastic piece there, that little round part shows that it's in the cocked position. So you actually have to dry fire it to decock it. So I'm going to dry fire it. And the next thing you do to field strip this thing is there's this little plastic piece. You can kind of push it in and out with your finger right here. You just have to have the special tool that's it's a specialized tool, and it's going to be super expensive. I'm going to show it to you here now, and I keep it in my gun cleaning kit. It's a big pin. So it's the best thing I found to field strip this gun, and it makes it pretty easy. So all you do really is you take that part, take your big pin, because it has just the right tip size, it fits just perfectly in that little hole right there. You push it down just a little bit. It doesn't require a lot of force or pressure. Just push it down a little bit, maybe 3/16 of an inch. Then you pull up on it, good grip in the other hand, pull up just a tad, and then pull out, still pushing in on it. Now you can pull a little further, and you can see that I got it about that far apart. Let go of this piece slowly because it's spring-loaded. You don't want it flying up and hitting the ceiling there. And still got a pretty good grip on the gun. Now the next thing you do is grab it with the other hand, and you can kind of feel the spring that's in the barrel, and you can kind of let it go slowly. And now you pull it apart, and now you have the gun in 2 pieces, like that. So, and you didn't have springs flying all over the place, and you can kind of see how it goes back together. So it's not difficult to put back together either. I'll show you that, and you don't even need your special expensive tool to do that. So there we have the gun in two parts, and we can now clean it, which, like I said, these guns really need a lot of cleaning in order to be useful and possibly be accurate at all, and without having a lot of jams and misfires and things like that. So what I usually do is just take a spring off, and I always put it back in the same position. So I look at this way I took that off, because there's more of a springy part down here than there is up here. So the more springy part goes towards the chamber side. So I always want to make sure I get that put back the same way I took it apart. So that's really to the extent of what I take this part of the gun apart. You can take the screws out of the handle, and you can take the sort of the grips off of the handle, and then you can clean other parts inside there. But then there's more parts to also remember how to put back on there, and occasionally I'll do that. It's not that difficult to do, and I recommend doing it occasionally, but in this case I'm just going to keep it short and sweet. This part of the gun is really the only part you take off, is just this little plastic part back here. I think it's plastic. And the spring, and of course fell out the firing pin, which goes like that. I don't know if you can see that very well. That's how it goes all back in there. It just goes right in that little hole right there. So if you want to put it back in there, when you put it back together, it goes like that. But I'm going to take it all apart. You can see I fired this gun approximately 200 times this morning, and it's still not too bad. It's still pretty clean. You can see just the firing pin, and you can see it isn't too dirty, But I like to keep it spotless and pretty meticulous, because this gun needs it. It needs to be kept in well working order at all times. So then the next thing I do to clean the gun is I just simply take my little brush cleaner here, and I run it through here a couple times like that, both ends. Clean out the chamber part. Okay, so the next thing I do after I've brushed it out good is I'll just put one of these butterfly cloths on there with a little bit of the Hops gun solvent, which I've already done. And you just run it through a few times like that. You see I'm getting some pretty good lead gunpowder stuff out of the riflings there. I like to give it a twist actually when I go through there a couple times to kind of get into the riflings really good, like that. And I'll run this actually down through the loader part right here too, which I'm going to talk about here in the final step of this gun. I think it's really important to keep this little loader piece right here very highly polished and cleaned. I found that if you don't, that the gun will jam up quite a bit on you. So I just use this little hot stuff just to clean it all around where I can get into it. Get every little last piece out. And I'll put another dry one on there. Dry it all out. You see that I'm not getting hardly any dirt off of it now. It's pretty darn clean inside there. Dry all this hop stuff off there. The other thing I like for cleaning my guns is Q-tips. And just kind of get in there and wipe it down real good.